Hello everyone, this is DevByte. Let's write your first C# script in Unity and make a player move in just 3 minutes. Let's create our first C# script. But first we'll create a couple of folders for our player scripts. Right-click on our players folder and create a new MonoBehaviour script and name this as player movement. Now wait for Unity to compile script. Now, to use this script, we need to attach it to our player game object. There are two simple ways to do this in Unity. First method is drag and drop. Just drag the player movement script from the project window and drop it onto your player object in the scene. The second method is using the inspector. Select your player game object, click on Add Component, and search for player movement, then select it. Now, double-click on the player movement script to open it in Visual Studio. Before we write any logic, let's understand the structure of a Unity script. This line creates our script class, and this part, MonoBehaviour, is very important. MonoBehaviour is a base class provided by Unity. It allows our script to interact with Unity's engine. Without MonoBehaviour, Unity won't recognize this script as something that can run in the scene. Because we inherit from MonoBehaviour, Unity automatically connects this script to the game loop. Start is a special function. It runs once when the game starts. We usually use start to initialize things like setting values or getting references. Update is also a special function. It runs every frame. So if your game runs at 60 FPS, update will run 60 times every second. And if your game runs 30 FPS, update will run 30 times every second. Before we write any code, let's understand how movement actually works in Unity. Every game object in Unity has a transform component. This is what controls its position, rotation, and scale. Right now, we're focusing on position. This determines where the object exists in the world. When I move the object left and right, you can see the X value changing. And when I move it forward or backward, the Z value changes. So movement in a game is basically just changing these position values over time. Here we need 3 variables. First, for horizontal input, we use float because movement input isn't just -1 or 1, it can also be smooth values in between. Second, for vertical input, and third is speed variable. Here we don't need start method right now, so we'll delete this method. We store the input values in variables, so we can use them to control our players' movement. We'll read players' input using Input.GetAxis. Horizontal gives us left and right movement, and vertical gives us forward and backward movement. We put this inside update because input needs to be checked continuously. Now we will create a movement vector. We will pass horizontal as x-axis of vector, 0 for y because we don't want y-axis movement, and vertical as z-axis of vector. Now we apply movement to the object using transform and translate to move the transform in directions. We multiply movement by speed to control how fast the player moves. And we multiply by Time.deltaTime to make movement smooth and frame rate independent. This ensures the player moves at the same speed on all devices. So overall, we take player input, convert it into movement, and apply it to the object every frame. Let's hit play and test our player movement. As you can see, the player is now moving smoothly based on our input. That's it for now. In the next video, we'll take this further and add player rotation. Follow DevByte for more videos.